Welcome, race fans, for Speed Zone TV's broadcast tonight. I'm one of your hosts, Robert Warrens, alongside my buddy, big buddy, little buddy, William T. Ridgway. Say hi, Will.
Hi.
Oh, that was very exciting. I don't know how people are going to react to that tonight. We are here for championship night, Will. What are you thinking?
Oh, I'm thinking I'm gonna go out on a limb here and I'm gonna say Chris Phillips takes the championship tonight. I don't know if you were talking about picks wise, but you know, I'm gonna just make it known right now that Chris Phillips is gonna win the title tonight, and I think it's gonna be a good race.
Oh man, I mean, has he won a race all year in 11 races? I don't think he's won one this season.
Listen, you gotta start sometime or another.
You got to start sometime. So we got 5 drivers battling out tonight. Chris Phillips is one of them. Dale Adamson, another. Dennis Warnez, another. Robert Kahn, the fourth driver, and the wild card that squeaked in is Chris Luttrell. We're going to be having some crazy action tonight. Michigan International Speedway. This 80 lap battle's been brought to you by Butt Kicker. So thanks for them hopping on board tonight for being the race sponsor tonight. Drivers are just gridding up right now, so we'll quickly roll through the field. Pole position, our last week's winner, he's actually been on a tear this season. The 21 machine of Robert Kahn. On the outside pole is Chris Phillips. Third is Throttle Poddle. In that 5 machine, Dale Adamson in the 4th position, Luttrell in the 5th, Reynolds in the 6th, Rideout in the 7th, Warnez in the 8th position, Burke in the 9th, Henry in the 10th, Chrissy Two Shoes Schuessler, 61 machine in 11th, and Jeffrey Ledford is rounding out the field. We got a small field of cars tonight, Will. What are your thoughts on the smaller field? What do you think is going to happen during the race?
Um, every race that we've had, 12 or 13 cars. I mean, it gets strung out at some point, but most of the race, the top, let's say 4 or 5 are usually fairly close together. And it's been good racing. So I hope to see that tonight at Michigan. There's multiple grooves. Um, I think it's going to be another, tight battle between the top 4 or 5. Shout out to Throttle Poddle for queuing P3 tonight. Um, I think that may be her best starting spot of the season.
Woo! Throttle Poddle.
But it looks like Robert Kahn's got another paint scheme tonight. His 10th different one this season. So looking good there in the what is that? Symmetric? No, Freightliner.
Detroit Diesel with Freightliner on the rear with red anodized rims. He's been
looks good,
mixing it up for you all season. I know you like an exciting life and like to switch it up everywhere you go, right? So, he's keeping you excited for sure.
Looks like they are going green.
Yeah, pace car just stuck in. Now it's going to be interesting, Will. It's about a 20-ish lap window. And I think what we're going to start to see is who wants to save tires, who wants to save fuel, and who wants to set pace. So there's going to be a couple different strategies here for sure.
Yeah, I think I would want to get out front, kind of like Chris Phillips has done on the outside there. Dale Adamson on the outside of Kahn for P2. I think get out there P1 and just ride. Try to stay up front, push when you need to, but you're not going to take tires this first pit stop, more than likely. They only have 2 sets. They're going to have to make 3 stops. So, Kahn's falling back, but he's more than likely just saving tires. So they're going to have to go half the race on this set. So, better to be very cautious these first 20 laps.
Yeah, 100%. And, one of the things that I think we're going to see tonight, too, is just the mixture of driving lines. I think we're going to see some guys that elect to run the bottom side of the track or the middle or even the high side, but I think fuel is going to be a questionable kind of approach. Whereas, like, if you're running that high side, are you going to be burning extra fuel that takes you out of that ideal window to maximize your pit?
Yeah, I mean, and especially early, running the top's going to induce more tire wear. So, I think the bottom lane or the bottom, the lane, one lane off is where you're going to want to be for at least this first run. Then that second run, the second 20 laps, you can kind of pick it up a little bit.
So just for lap times now, drivers are setting mid 40 lap times, so 40.5-ish is about the average of the field. Ranging.
That's what, half a second or more off the pace. So I think drivers they do recognize that they're not going to take tires this first stop, and just kind of chill right now. It looks like Reynolds is going for the lead over Chris Phillips. So Connors fell back to P7.
Yeah, he's 1.3 back now, but we've seen this now all season. Well, for a lot of it, where he chills for about 10, 15 laps, and then he turns on a hot plate. I don't know if his wife or his partner comes up and gives him a tap in the ass and says, "Hey, let's go," and then all of a sudden, he's up in the front.
Yeah, we've definitely seen that all season. I suspect nothing different this race. I'm hoping, Dennis Warnez is back there in P8 right now behind him. Maybe he can just latch onto him once Khan decides to go and gain some spots, because the championship 5 are Phillips in P1, and then you got Adams in P4 and Chris Luttrell P5. So you're definitely going to have to either win this race or probably top 2 in order to have a chance at the title.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be a big deal to keep fighting. Have a shot at it for sure.
Reynolds is still on the inside of Phillips. Oh man, yeah, Phillips. It looks like, who's that? Jeffrey Ledford is P3 right now, right on their bumpers, and he's running very well with Adams in P4.
Ledford's hungry. We saw him almost walk away from win an entire race, walking away from the field, forget to bolt on tires, and then he kissed it goodbye.
It happens. It definitely happens. Oh, they got something in the back. It looks like they saved it. It looks like Sean Burke going into 1 got hit by, who is that? Jason Henry in a new paint?
Yeah, let's take a look here with our Speed Zone TV instant replay. I'll just wind it back here. See Henry on the inside. Burke's blinking a little bit.
He just nudges them just a touch. Nothing too crazy.
And that is a new paint by Henry. And I think what happened there is, what I see is Warren's moved up. Burke might have not been expecting it, and Henry was late to react because, well, it was just a chain of reactions, right?
Yeah, no harm, no foul. Nothing too crazy right now.
We saw a new paint for Khan, a new paint for Henry. Let's maybe just quickly roll through some of the other cars in the field, see what they look like. We saw Phillips already. He's in his Wagner's Welding Chevy. Reynolds is running his Office Depot paint. We've seen that one all season. Ledford, his Foothills Chevy. Adamson, 746 machine. That looks a little different to me. I don't know if they changed the numbers on that thing, but also powered by Wagner's Welding. Chris Luttrell and his Snake Eyes Snap-on Chevy. Warnez supporting the Kool-Aid. Give me an oh yeah, Will.
I can't right now.
Will, give me an oh yeah.
I cannot do that for you right now.
All right, maybe later.
Maybe later. I'll tell you what, if Warnez wins, I will do it.
Robert Kahn currently sitting in 7th in his Detroit Diesel Freightliner. Pottle in her Symmetrics Camaro with Big Red custom diecast? That's one of our league sponsors.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Burke made up that time there. He's just scooting by Pottle now in his AutoZone RBS Chevy. Henry in his Napa car. We just saw that one. That's a nice looking paint. Rideout in his MRM Designs, one of our league sponsors, making it possible for you guys to see it at home. And rounding out the field right now, Chrissy Two Shoes Schuessler in his Kool-Aid.
Why do you give him that name?
Because he drives with 2 feet. 2 shoes, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. It does. Oh, so come back up. Excuse me. Back up to the front. Chris Phillips looks like he's running down Reynolds a little bit. And they're pulling away from Adamson and Ledford. Ledford's dropped back to 4th. Adamson's P3 right now. And it looks like Latrell is going by Ledford as well. So top 4 are playoff drivers.
And looking at lap times,
Robert Reynolds is not.
Yeah, Reynolds. I mean, I wish he was, because he's been quite the threat all season as far as being a contender and running up front. Just tell by the lap times that they're putting down, they're starting to fall off a bit more, falling off to the 41-second laps.
Yeah, it's almost 1.5 seconds.
I don't know if Ledford had some contact with the wall, but he just turned to 42.
He may have just drove it too hard at the beginning. Yes, he had contact with the wall. I just went back and watched.
Nailed it. So, I mean, impressive run for Latrell right now, too, because he's on Adamson's bumper.
Yeah, he's running really well. The problem is the 2 in front of him are playoff drivers. But, you know, P4 for Latrell is he's hauling right now. Phillips has caught Reynolds. That's my pick, Rob. Did you know that?
I mean, I vaguely remember you saying something at the start, but yeah, I'm going to be honest, I don't listen to you much.
That's fair. I'm going to be honest, I don't blame you. But what I will say is he is going to win tonight.
Okay.
You want to know how I know that?
Because you said it?
Yes, that is correct.
Warnez has made it around Ledford now. And Kahn is sitting about 4/10 back. Looking at lap times, 41.2s across most of the field. So I would say the top 4 in 41.2, well, top 5 in 41.2s. Kahn in 7th is a 41.2 as well. Even Henry and Throttle Pottle and Rideout are in the 41.2s. So the field is actually pacing quite well.
It is. Phillips has taken the lead, but yeah, overall, I was looking at the times as you were saying it, and you know, we're 16 laps into this run. We're coming up on pit stop, and you know, Kahn is 3.5 seconds behind, give or take. So he's going to have some ground to make up this next run.
I mean, there's lots of time.
Plenty of time. He's got loads of time.
The starter taking a look at the field as the field goes by. They're still relatively all on that front stretch.
Yeah, so our playoff drivers, the 5 playoff drivers, we got Chris Phillips, he's leading. Dale Adamson 3rd, Christopher 4th, Dennis Barnett 5th, and Robert Kahn 7th. So everybody running pretty good who's in the playoffs.
And
Looks
they're
like
all
they brought
spaced
their
out.
best equipment for sure. Yeah, they're all spaced out.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Will. Somebody's done their homework.
Oh, Pottle's in the grass. She was under Mike Rideout and got loose off of 4, it looks like.
Hard damage on the right rear of Pottle's machine.
That was not from that, by the way. That was from something else, but yes.
Let's take a look at our Speed Zone TV instant replay, see if we can get you guys some action here. Yeah, it's showing already that Pottle has damage on the rear of the car. But take a look at this. Goes, drives in hard into, I believe that's 3. Pottle gets loose. Middle 3 and 4. The car goes into yaw and then gets loose on the exit of 4. And then, just as you called it, Will, hooked it down to the grass. But good job of keeping it off of that outside pit wall, man.
For sure. I know you were talking about lap times. So Warnez and Kahn were 0.2 faster than the entire field that last lap. So it's going to be interesting because we're coming up on pit stops here in the next 2 laps. So
and it looks like Kahn is starting to make a little bit of a move as well, because he was a little bit further back from Warnez. About a second
him
or so.
and Warnez. Yeah, and I mean the last couple laps, him and Warnez have almost mirrored each other. So Warnez running. He's picked up the pace a lot. Yep, Phillips, Reynolds, Luttrell, and Warnez, Ledford are all coming in this lap.
I mean, that's a good pit entry by the group of them. They're all just stacked right up.
Yeah, Warnez made up some time on Luttrell there.
Big time. And the front 2, because he was like 2 seconds back. That doesn't look like 2 seconds on a pit road.
For sure. But Luttrell, I mean, another shout out to him. He's running really well.
He's putting on a show.
Overshot his pit. Reynolds is putting tires on.
I mean, it does work out depending on how strategy pans. So is Phillips. Wes Phillips, he's bolting on rubber. Phillips is sitting in the pits.
He got a speeding penalty.
Ooh.
He's got a black flag.
He's got a hold.
Yep. He got a black flag. I see it.
So now Luttrell, like, somebody's got to get on the horn to these 2 guys and be like, hey, guys, Luttrell, Warnez, just chill out. Let the race come to you a little bit. Don't push too hard because you got another 20 laps to go on these tires.
Absolutely. And Reynolds is going to, he's going to pull out and he's going to, pull away. But you just got to do it. You just got to sit there and take it. And then the last 40 laps is when you can, make up time.
Yeah, 100%.
Looks like everybody else has come in.
Rideout's just coming in now.
Yeah, Kahn and Adamson and them are have all come in. Kahn, Burt, Henry took tires. Kahn did not.
This is
Adamson did not.
Because Kahn and Adamson both, well, Kahn especially made up time.
Kahn made up a lot of time.
Well, he was right with Warnez, right? So.
Yeah, but I mean, he made up, a second? Maybe more?
Yeah, I agree.
And that's 3 spots, so he's in the lead.
I mean, you gotta go.
Luttrell's going for it.
Luttrell's like, I'm getting some laps in.
Latrell's been practicing this week. That's for sure.
Yeah. Door to door down the backstretch.
Looks like Adamson's ready too. So yeah, the top 4 right now are playoff drivers, but Reynolds is going to come up pretty quick, I'd imagine, and blow their doors off. Just because he took tires and they did not. But nobody, the playoff drivers aren't racing Reynolds anyway, so that doesn't even matter.
And Reynolds is around Warren's already, so we'll watch him now as he attacks the front 3 in that old Spice machine.
Might be good to go in car with him.
Okay.
Maybe just to see what he sees.
I'm picking what you're putting down. Like, I'm picking it up.
See how he navigates through it.
I mean, now that he's caught up, he's kind of just backed off a slight bit.
I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out. He's got one more set, so he's going to go I'd assume the next 40 laps with, the same set, and then bolt on his last set, lap 60-ish, and go from there. But if I'm him, I'm using those tires, and I'm getting as far out as I can.
Yeah, I agree completely, to be honest. I'd be shipping it.
I'm not backing off. Yes, I'm shipping it. Chris Phillips came back in, and he's now getting tires. So, I mean, outside of a caution, he's pretty much done for today. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. He's going to be coming up on 2 laps down.
Well, he's coming out right in front of the leaders.
Mm-hmm.
He's only
you see second, third, and fourth. Second, third, and fourth are right together. You got, right now Latrell is your champion. So
let's hold on. Let's check the weather report. Let's take a look at our weather here. Currently, we're at 78 degrees with 45% humidity. It's partly cloudy, 122 degrees on the track temp. I'm not seeing a cloud right now, Will, but, if luck was a lady and Latrell was to get her, I mean, I don't know if we need a rain dance or something.
Yeah, you got 4 of your championship guys right together, and then Phillips just had bad luck there in the pit. So that might be my fault, just because I picked him.
Yeah, I didn't give a pick because I didn't want to put that juju on anyone, Will.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I didn't even ask you. You just threw it out there.
Listen,
you should send him a condolences card right now.
I'm getting that. I'll get him a Christmas card. Shipped out, last year's Christmas card.
So we're seeing a tight battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth. Warnez has dropped back a little bit. He's still running about the middle of the track. The other guys are running the higher side. Do you think, Warnez needs to move up and join or pull the draft? Because now Henry's around him. I think Henry bolted on tires. Maybe we can take a look at our pit stop times. That'll give us
he did.
Opportunity for tires. Yeah,
he did. Him and Reynolds did. I think Ledford did as well. But yeah, I think Dennis needs to get up to the, second, third, and fourth right now. Henry's going to go by because he's got tires, so he's kind of out of it. But that equation as far as points battle goes, but I think Dennis does need to pick it up. Yeah, Henry is by Latrell and Adamson
looking
now.
like he wants to run on the outside of Latrell. Adamson scuffs the wall. That's going to slow up Con a bit. Warnez gets loose. Shoots down to the bottom.
loses the spot to Ledford. Ledford did get tires. Ledford gets on the wall. Warnez back around, or well, under him. You think Reynolds hurt us? Because he's checked out. He's 2.3 seconds away from Henry and 4 seconds away from Latrell.
I hope he hurt us, because that's not a big enough gap. And Ledford's on the outside of Warnez again. And did Burke take tires? Let's take a look one more time.
No, he did not. So it looks like Reynolds, Henry, Ledford. Yeah, that's it. That should be it. At least in the top 8 or so that took tires.
Hats off to Latrell putting on a show tonight. Jesus.
Yeah, he came to play.
Yeah.
Sure.
Those are expensive tools too, snap-ons, you know. Can't, you know, that's a good sponsor. But he's gonna, like, Adamson's gonna get a run here, but Latrell's gonna slide up and close the door as they're coming down the backstretch. I think Khan's waiting it out a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're all three just kind of chilling right now. You know, pit stops are coming in the next what, 8 or 9 laps. Looks like Ledford is catching them now as well. So if I'm Latrell, I'm not even worried about the front two.
I mean,
I'm totally worried about them.
Do you even have a gamble here? Like, do you potentially just not bolt on tires here, hope for a late race caution, and then?
No.
Well, I mean, now you consider Warnez, who's fallen off 3 seconds from this pack of 3.
Warnez maybe take 2, the last stop or something of that nature. But if you're Latrell, if you're Khan or Adamson, I would say, you know, bolt on 4 this time and, you know, roll the dice maybe with on lap 60 when you come in for your last stop. That would be, to me, that's the only gamble.
Henry's down on the bottom of the track. I was, you know, yelling at the cameraman to catch up, but it looks like there's a yellow flag out. Henry has crashed.
Henry just stopped on the track.
Wow. Yeah.
He had caught Robert Kahn.
No,
Robert Reynolds. I'm sorry.
100%, and that's what I was wondering. And I can't get a replay of the accident.
I don't think there is one.
It just, did he make contact with the wall? Like, is there anything you're seeing? I'm not seeing any damage.
To me, he blinked. He blinked a long time, and then when he came back, he was already on the apron, but I don't see any damage, so I don't even see a scratch. So I'm going to assume something's happened.
This is crazy because this completely throws the strategy out the window.
You know who gets their lap back?
Chrissy Phillips.
Chrissy Phillips.
Well, it's a good thing because you jinxed him. You jerk.
He's gonna come back. Now that kills Robert Kahn. I mean, I keep saying Robert Reynolds. That kills Reynolds' strategy. That kills really Chris Phillips too, because he took tires. He came back in and took tires.
I mean, the only option.
Everybody's going to come down. Everybody's going to come down and take fuel here.
And tires, right? But the only option here for, like, Reynolds and Phillips is that they essentially got a clutch and save so that they only have to do 1 pit stop. Whereas, like, if you push hard, that pit window is 20-21 laps.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's it. Reynolds isn't, well, he's not taking tires, obviously, but he's going to be the first one out.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to come back from because everybody's going to have tires here and tires, you know, in 20 laps. And he's on those old tires right now, almost a full run. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Now, yeah, it is gonna. What's gonna be interesting as well is to see how hard everyone runs.
Well, everybody's going to have to save the same amount. It's just going to be, you know, Warnez, Khan, Luttrell, all those, Adamson. They don't have to save tire. They just have to save fuel.
I mean, do you go out, run the first 20 laps as hard as you can, and then fill it up, bolt on 2 rights, and then go? Like, these guys got another set of tires still, right? But the ones that don't, they're in a different position.
If I'm running this race, my strategy would be to save now, and then, you know, lap 60 or whenever I can make it, come in, and then I can run full on the last 20 laps. Then I ain't got to worry about it and all that. So that's my strategy here.
Well then, it's a good thing you're not racing. That strategy sounds like it sucks.
Well, you know, that does. I've never been good here, so I can't really. But that would be my strategy.
Well, shout out to our league sponsor, or race sponsor tonight, Butt Kicker, sponsoring the 80-lap race at Michigan International Speedway for our championship race tonight. Lap 37 of 80 is underway. And I think this one's about to be a barn burner, Will.
I haven't heard that in about 20 years, so I enjoyed you saying that.
Well, hell yeah, brother.
You know, as a wrestling fan, barn burner holds a special place in my heart, you know.
Take a look at the starter as these drivers are coming through turns 3 and 4. Watch the green flag wave one more time. Green flag is up as the drivers are approaching the Geico restart zone.
Oh, just so you're aware, Chris Phillips did get the lucky dog, and he is back on the lead lap. So
thank you. Thank you.
That's a weird start. Robert Kahn got a great start. He's going to take the lead, it looks like.
Well, he's on the outside of older tires.
Yeah, Robert Reynolds really doesn't have a choice here. Just roll over and save fuel. If I'm Robert Reynolds, I'm not too happy with that caution and the way it came out.
Tight racing up front.
Adamson under the trail for P3. We need to, you know, keep an eye on lap times to see if how much fuel they're saving. I don't think they'll be saving any right at this moment, but
I mean, it's not too hard to save here, though. Like, you can run hard for 5 or 10 laps, get the most of those tires, and then pop the clutch when it's worn a little bit.
For sure. I wouldn't want to be leading.
Luttrell's shipping her down low.
He is.
I like it. I like it. Get it, Chris.
I agree. Go.
Make him.
That's what I'm saying.
Make him work for it. Adamson's looking high.
I'm pretty surprised they're fighting for the lead so much. Just, you know how much more fuel it burns.
Yeah.
Because with the draft, you know, you can save quite a bit behind somebody.
Adamson's gonna set the pace here down the backstretch going into 3. Phillips is doing a good job of sticking with the pack on those older tires.
Yeah, I was just about to point that out. He's up to P5. So your top 5 are your playoff drivers. Adamson, Luttrell, Kahn, Warnez, and Phillips. Yeah,
and Kahn and Warnez are 8 or 9 tenths back, and and 1.1, and Phillips just in behind at 1.3. So, I mean, that's pretty reasonable. Like, if they can maintain pace here, I think you can see Khan is not rolling the entry as hard as Warnez there, as Warnez gained about a car and a half going into the entry of the corner.
Yeah, he's saving pretty hard right now.
Well, he might be pocketing that fuel that we talked about. Well, the tire, and pocketing some rubber as well.
Absolutely.
Well, you can see Warnez just pull him down the straightaway, so he might be running about 80% throttle there. Burke on the high side of Warnez.
Warnez going to fall back in line. Looks like Phillip is falling back. He just fell back to 7th behind Throttle Pottle.
Race number 12. Well, like we've had how many races did Khan win? Was it 4 or 5 this season out of the 11?
Yeah, he's won quite a few. I'll have to double check how much he's won, but he's won 4 or 5, correct?
I mean, you know, he's going to be one to watch as this progresses on, because we've seen him show it like he's sleeping, and then all of a sudden this giant wakes up and he's like, rah!
So he's won 5. He's won the last 2.
Yeah.
So he's trying to make it 3 in a row.
We had Reynolds win 1, Warnez win 1, Bud Shearer won 2. He didn't make our playoffs. Austin Craig won 1 or 2, I believe.
Austin Craig won 2, yeah. He won at Chicago and Charlotte. Looking back, Khan has won 3 of the last 4.
Yeah.
And Austin Craig won at Charlotte. So, yeah, so Khan's, you know, he's been strong the last month.
So, I mean, like, the last month he's been strong, but, you know, does he have enough in the tank to just kind of set the pace here? Because you can see,
looking. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you can see Luttrell and Adamson are both in full send mode.
They are. Sean Burke is in full send mode as well. He's P3 right now. You know, Khan's, 2.5 seconds back now. I wouldn't expect him to be that far back, even saving as much as he needs to save. Everybody's pretty much got to save the same amount, right? So,
yeah. I mean, Adamson turned 40.4 the last lap. Khan and Warnez 41.2 and 3. So what's that? Almost 8 tenths?
Yeah, they're definitely saving. I mean, only they know if they can have enough. But they'll have to go 15 more laps, at least 14 more laps, to make it to the end comfortably.
Got a close-up of Adamson's machine. Just take a look at that Wagner's Welding Toyota 746. I don't know what that number means to him. I don't think we've ever asked him when he's been up in the booth either.
Well, if he wins tonight, we'll ask him.
All right, write that down on your notepad, because I know you're a dinosaur with a notepad on your desk.
Absolutely not. What do we got? There we go. All right. I have made note of that, by the way.
Wait, on your notepad?
On a digital notepad, yes.
You ain't got a lot of the audience, Will. It's fine.
I don't think I've wrote anything down in about 15 years.
I just heard a crash. Henry's in the pit, but I heard off in the distance, I heard something smack.
It said Henry's got a meatball flag. I'm wondering if he tried to come back out and it just
died.
It died or something. I'm looking back. I don't see what he was doing. What did he take? I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure, but his motor blew, so I'm not sure what happened to him tonight. He was running good. Yeah, he was P2.
Yeah, he was running good, wasn't he?
Looks like Phillips and Ledford are P10, P11. They're about 12 seconds behind the leader right now. They're two of the drivers that took tires. You know, Phillips had that misfortune on pit road, and then he went back in and took tires, got a lap down. He's got the lucky dog. So I think he's hoping for a caution here in about 5 or 6 laps to catch back up before pit stops.
Phillips
If
is
he was
clutching.
our leader.
Listen to him now. He's clutching the whole halfway through the corner. I don't know if he's listening to the broadcast. We said clutch. He's aggressively clutching.
Yeah, he may need to. Well, you know, only he knows. But I mean, they're gonna have to go 55 laps. I mean, 25 laps.
Oh, my bad. I was on Ledford. I'm gonna listen to Phillips now. No clutch from him. Looks like Pottle got around Warnez.
I don't know what. So
Warnez
I don't know the fuel.
Too.
Yeah, I don't know the fuel situation for Adamson and Luttrell, but they are gone. So I don't know what their fuel strategy is. Are they, you know, reverse strategy in it from what I said, you know, and going all out now and then clutch it at the end?
They are 3 wide in the front stretch, Will. But I agree. They can run it back, right? Like, you could save those laps in the second part of the run and use the good part of your tires, but you're gonna. It's kind of a conundrum to me because I don't know.
I'd rather be playing offense at the end than defense in this scenario.
Are we going to see...
Khan and Warnez are right together. You've got Reynolds right there, Throttle Pottle right there. It looks like Chris Two Shoes Duschler.
You'll get it down. Write that down on your notepad, too.
I'm going to write that down on my notepad. He's P4 right now.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure what Khan and Warnez are seeing, but they've tanked their lap time significantly. So looking at the lap times, Burke ran a 43-second lap, Warnez, Khan, and Throttle Pottle 43 seconds, and Reynolds 43 seconds. Phillips and Ledford the same. So, you know, they've been saving for a lot longer, so maybe they're trying to get it so they can make it to lap 62 or 63 and not have to save it all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's a long ways to go. Stutzler going for third right now under Burke.
Chrissy Two Shoes.
Dale Adamson and Chris Luttrell are 10 seconds away from P3, Chris Stutzler. So they've got a enormous lead, but we'll see how it plays out. The last thing they want is a caution.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, a caution will level set the field again, but it's going to be like a fuel race at that point, and that's not something I'd like to see.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fuel race either way, but yeah, I understand where you're going with that. But it's good to see Stutzler, P3 right now, Sean Burke P4. They're running really well.
Yeah, Burke, he's been competitive throughout the season too, and I think just squeaked away from being in the playoffs. I know he wanted to be a part of it, but I'm not sure what exactly happened.
Bad luck. It tends to happen sometimes.
On board with our leader now, 746 Adamson. 7/10 on P2, Luttrell. 10 seconds on third place, just like you said, Will. Wagner's Welding. Out of North Carolina, just in case you're wondering.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's where Wagner's Welding is. So if you need any welding work done, you could probably just call him up.
I'm there.
James Wagner. Just tell him I sent you. Speed Zone TV, Robert Warrens. Tell him you work for Speed Zone TV too. He'll fix up that BMW you got.
I agree. I think that's a great idea.
Ornez is in front of Con now. 25 laps to go, Will.
Yes, closing in on the end.
The final race of the season. We're going to crown a champion tonight for Season 3 at Lightning Esports. I'm getting excited. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm getting excited.
I thought, it looks like, I thought that was Ledford, but it was Pottle. She is extremely low. I don't know if she's super behind on fuel or what's the case there, but
her lap time the last time was similar to Burke. They ran a 43.3. So I'm expecting that she's gone into a save mode.
Adamson and Luttrell, they're within a second of each other, but the next playoff driver is P6, Robert Kahn, 16 seconds behind, with Warnez right there with Kahn, nose to tail. And it's going to be interesting fuel-wise.
Is Warnez going to give Kahn a little bump going into the pits and get a black flag for speeding? Like, are you seeing any rough driving happening from these drivers?
You know, Adamson's coming in. It's lap 58, so is Luttrell.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's lap 50. They're coming to lap 59, so in theory, that's in the pit window. They're not going to have to save too much.
Chrissy Two Shoes is following them in as well. Yeah, but like, it's gonna be like, when did the other guys pit now? Like, you gotta run it dry. Because
absolutely,
you know, I didn't think it would be 10 seconds, or how far back were they? 15 seconds to save 2 to 3 laps. That's insane.
Well,
Luttrell, fuel only and gone. And he had an extra set of tires.
He's saving them, but he's so far ahead.
I mean, he's got to pocket fuel anyways. I don't even know what to say right now, Will. I'm speechless.
Mike Rideout's coming in. See, my thing is, they ran 21 laps the first run. Everybody did. Everybody ran 20 or 21 laps. So, you know, it's possible without really saving, from what, you know, just based on that first run. So if Adamson got a, 16-second lead and he doesn't have to really pocket fuel too much this next run, I mean, even if he has to pocket, 7 seconds worth, whatever, on the track, he's still got a, 10-second lead almost.
Yeah, but with Adamson, Kahn and Warnez are coming in.
Yeah, they are now.
Warnez is right on his bumper. It'd be interesting to see what the call is here with these two drivers. Are they bolting on rubber, you think?
Yes, I'm bolting on rubber.
2? Or are you going 4?
If I'm going 4, and I'm sending it. And whatever happens, happens, because it looks like Burke messed up his pit stall just a little
almost
bit.
tagged the inside wall there.
But yes, I'm sending it.
Warnez is at 4. Kahn's 4.
Yep.
Warnez gets out of the box good. Kahn, a little spin of the tires. They're going to come out nose to tail. That's going to be a battle there.
Yeah, Adamson's already 15 seconds ahead, and they're not even sped up yet. So, I don't know how that's going to work.
I don't know if they have to save. I don't feel like they really have to save too much. Where's
they don't have
is
to pay.
Adamson coming back into the pits? Is he got a black flag?
I don't see a black flag. Let me go back.
Well, he's running through the dang pits. Talk to me, Will.
I don't see where he got a black flag.
Luttrell is our leader by 9 seconds over Chrissy Two Shoes Schuessler. Right out P3. Kahn and Warnes are 20 and 21 seconds back with 19 laps to go. If it was to end right now, where'd he go?
He went in the pits. He left the pits. Sorry.
Did you get a drive-through?
I don't know. I don't see any black flag for Adamson anywhere.
Can you call somebody? Do you have a call a friend option? What's that game show? Call a friend. You get 3 options. Ask the audience, call a friend, or eliminate 2 options. I don't know.
That's wild.
I really don't know what's going to happen here, Will. There's 18 laps to go. Luttrell has a 20-second lead over the other playoff drivers. That's a second a lap. Now, mathematically, to me, that is not possible. I mean, Kahn ran his fastest lap of the race of a 39.6.
He's going to have to be a second faster every single lap.
And how much is that going to degrade the tires? That's crazy.
He was a second and a half faster that lap. So.
Yeah, but
I don't think tires.
Yeah, I don't think you can maintain that speed though. Like Luttrell could probably maintain the 41-second laps.
The trail should have at least gotten 2. The no tires. Yeah, I should have phoned a friend, I guess. I don't see any black flags for Adamson. I don't know what happened there.
I'm not sure.
But he was 9 seconds in front of Luttrell when that went down. So it looks like Kahn was 1.4 seconds faster that lap. So he's rolling.
Luttrell just needs to save his shit, run moderate laps until Kahn gets there.
Look at Chris Schuessler.
What is going on tonight? What the
I'm
F?
just happy.
What is on your notepad about this race? Like, is there a full moon?
I don't see anybody catching Schuessler other than Kahn. Maybe Warnes.
15 laps to go, Will. 12 seconds over P2, 14 over P3, 16 over P4, and 17 over P5. That is crazy. I wouldn't have predicted this at the start of the night, that we'd have a big gap like this for the final race to crown a champion tonight.
Now, I mean, caution. If the caution comes out,
Luttrell's
sitting in the capbis. Yes. If the caution doesn't come out, Luttrell still might win. Oh, he's in great shape right now. Robert Kahn going by Chris here for P2. What a run by Schuessler.
Yeah, good run for him. This might be one of his best finishes of the season if he's able to just stitch it together like he is right now. Schuessler only took fuel the last stop.
Yeah, if Luttrell took tires that last stop, then he wins the race.
If he just needed to take 2 rights.
Yep. But he still could. He's still a very long ways ahead. He's 10.
I mean, Kahn's rolling up what, one and a bit seconds a lap. It's going to be close.
There. Yeah, he'll get there if he keeps that pace.
I don't think Luttrell's going to roll over. I think Khan's going to have to work, and he's pushing really hard right now. So is he going to have enough tires to make a move?
Well, whatever happens, Luttrell, he's run a hell of a race. So coming to 10 to go, or coming to 11 to go.
The man of the hour, Chris Luttrell.
I mean, the gap is crazy. It's almost 10 seconds still.
And right now, that last lap, Khan was only 1 second faster.
No, he was 9/10 faster. So
my bad. He just crossed the line.
Down. Yeah.
Stop yelling at me, Will. We're supposed to be co-workers. This is a toxic work environment. Where's HR, brother?
Dennis Warnez gets around Chris for third.
I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. I was not expecting this tonight. For the championship race, the Butt Kicker 80 Michigan International Speedway at Lightning Esports with Speed Zone TV. I'm your host.
8/10.
8/10. Oh, it's degrading. I'm one of your hosts, Robert Warrens, with my toxic co-worker, William Ridgway.
Sorry, I'm watching time.
I wonder if you can watch whatever you want, buddy.
I wonder if Luttrell's going to have to save and slow down anymore.
I mean, he's run consistent 41, mid 41 second laps, majority of that run. That is somewhat of a save, is it not?
I mean, yeah, but he doesn't have tires either.
Let's pop in Luttrell's in car for a second, just see if he's clutching it all or what he's doing here.
7/10.
He's definitely managing the throttle on exit, like he is not planting it. Down the backstretch here, let's see what happens. Eight laps to go at the line. Now he's just he's being respectful with the throttle on the exit.
Six tenths fast. No, only 3/10 faster that last lap.
I hope he's got enough fuel. This is sick.
This would be the upset of the season, of any season.
What the fudge is going on?
We've seen Khan the last all season really, but the last month specifically, to dominate. And Adamson had trouble. Phillips has run great. Had trouble. He's running P4 right now. Great, rebound for him.
100%.
And Luttrell got in through the draw for the last spot in the final four. And if nothing happens, I don't think Khan gets there. He's still 7.5 seconds behind, and we're coming up on 6 to go.
And only 0.2 quicker that lap.
Absolutely.
Oh man. I mean, regardless of what happens here, like if there's a caution, Luttrell wins.
Yeah, well, I guess that's true.
I mean, new tires are just gonna blow by old ones, especially in a green-white checkered situation. Run the wall, run whatever lane you want. You're gonna be able to get the throttle down and go. I don't know, man. I don't know. Championship night tonight, Lightning Esports. Butt Kicker 80 at Michigan International Speedway. Shout out to all of our sponsors this season. Symmetrics, Chris Hubka, Mortgage Lender, Big Red Painting and Custom Designs, Landon C, Butt Kicker, Lightning Wraps, MRM Designs, all making it possible for you guys to enjoy Will and I's company in the warmth of your home.
Chris Luttrell was 2 tenths faster that last lap.
He is running conservative laps.
What am I watching?
Yeah, pinch
this
me,
is
Will.
Great. I love it. I love it.
Pinch me, Will.
I mean, this is what the playoffs bring, right?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Luttrell had an abundance of luck, but he's shown up every week. He's done his homework tonight, obviously. And hell yeah, brother. I mean, just hell yeah. 4 laps to go, Will.
Yeah, he's just under 6 seconds, or just under. Is Luttrell out? It looks like Khan just gained like a full second in that final spot, in that final corner.
Gonna go into Luttrell's car with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, he was up 1.2 seconds faster that last lap.
He's saving a lot of fuel here.
Yeah, well, this is right at that 20-lap run.
Yeah, he's not on the gas very hard. Can you tell him to go push in the clutch?
Maybe he doesn't have a clutch.
Well, put a button on your wheel.
I think he's okay. We're coming to 2 to go. He's still got 5.5 seconds.
He can give up a boatload of time here. He's clutching.
Yeah, he can give up a ton of time.
Oh, man. Oh, what did I say earlier? This is a barn burner.
Yeah, this is a barn burner.
You apologize. That's the second time you've heard that in 20 years now.
This is a fact.
Managing the gap. Are we coming to the white?
Yes, this is white flag. 4-second gap right now.
Final lap race is official. We're watching magic in the making right now. Well, Jesus. I hope he Lord, give him a push if he runs out of fuel.
I agree.
Holy W, Jesus.
3.5 second gap right now. Going into 3-second gap.
We're in his in-car right now. He's not sputtering. Chris Luttrell.
He's gonna win.
Chris Luttrell, our champion of Lightning Esports Season 3. Holy balls. Holy balls.
That is great. I love it.
Is this man even real?
Man.
What the hell? Congratulations. What an awesome strategy. Awesome job. Khan P2, Warnez P3, Phillips P4, Burke P5, Reynolds P6, Rideout P7, Schuessler P8, Podle P9, Ledford P10, Adamson 11th, and Henry is out as our 12th place driver. Holy crap.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, Rob.
You better friggin' think of something. We got interviews coming up, Will.
I guess I'll delete that 746 question. Hang on.
How did Luttrell do this?
Andy had a set of tires in the bank.
And he had a set of tires in the bank. And he has enough fuel to burn it down.
I love it.
What the?
That's what playoffs bring, right? That's what they're here for.
This is Luttrell's a good driver, but based on what we were saying before is that quite frankly, Khan was to me favored coming in off a hot streak here.
Absolutely. 3 out of the last 4. I don't think he did the wrong strategy tonight. I just think Latrell had a better strategy. And they just worked out in his favor.
I don't. I don't know. What's on your notepad? Like, was this on your notepad?
Nah, that notepad been closed since about the white flag.
I mean, we're here tonight. I didn't know what kind of racing we were gonna see because of we've seen playoffs bring smaller fields of cars over the last 5 or 6 races. The field kind of dwindled out. We started with 20 plus cars of the season, and just attrition occurs. And I think sometimes people lose interest when they're not in contention. And Luttrell wasn't in contention, like he wasn't a front runner most of the season. Like he was consistent, but he
Absolutely.
shows up and puts the cat in the bag. I don't know if you're supposed to put cats in the bag or what the appropriate analogy is, but like he just slam dunked that. What
That was a great. I don't have any words for that strategy. That was a great
yeah, like
strategy,
man,
and it just worked out.
maybe if he comes in here, we'll just slow clap. I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know, man. That was crazy. Just crazy. I mean, shout out tonight to Butt Kicker for being our race sponsor for the 80 laps at Michigan. I hope everyone saw what we saw tonight. Just some great racing. We saw one caution tonight, Will?
Yep, for Henry on the backstretch there.
And then just solid racing. So, was the caution around lap 35-ish or so? And what the hell just happened? We're going to take a second and roll our sponsor video for the season just to give thanks to everyone that supported Lightning Esports for Season 3, and then we can start to look into some interviews.
Dennis Warnez P3. How's it going?
E3.
P3. That's respectable. How did how'd the fuel look there at the end?
I had 0.1 left when I hit pitted, so I was pretty much out of fuel there.
So
I think the call was 2 tires. I took 4 there. I thought I hit the 2 tire button. I took 4.
So what lap did you come in? I can't remember. Were you lap 60? You were with Con, so you had more fuel than Latrell. You just and you had 0.1 left.
Yep.
Man, that's crazy. So how was the racing? Like, were you getting tight?
Overall, it was pretty good. The car got looser as it went along, which was weird. My tires were toast after that first run. My rear tires, like I couldn't even get out of the corner without starting to go sideways. I was staying with the leaders for a bit there. Yeah.
Yeah, we seen you get loose. You lost what, 3 or 4 seconds there, something of that nature. So
yeah, when I got sideways, yeah, it was horrible.
But yeah, overall, not a bad strategy. Latrell just, I don't know where he got that strategy from, but it worked out. And but still, P3 is super solid for the season. You've been you got to win. You've been top, 4 or 5 most of the season. So, you know, great job there. Rob, you got anything?
Yeah, I mean, rumors are we're moving into the next gen for season 4 at Lightning Esports. Going to mix it up. Is that a car you favor? Are we going to see you back next season?
I'm not too sure. I got to check with the sponsor, see if there's enough money to make it in for next season. So right now we're 50-50 if we're going to race next season.
Is
we hope to see you.
Is Kool-Aid going to be on board again? Like I haven't drank a Kool-Aid since I was 3. Do you still drink Kool-Aid?
I do. I get a free year's supply of it every time I race with it on my car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good. We're happy with P3. Wish it was a P1, P2E maybe. P3 is okay. Congrats to Chris. He did an awesome job.
I think Will's still speechless about Chris.
I am. I'm sorry. I am. So, who would you like to thank for this season? Dennis?
Well, I'd like to thank myself. Nobody ever thanks
That's fair.
themselves.
That's true. That's true.
Thanks to me for putting in the time to do this and finishing P3. Thanks to Kool-Aid. Thanks to you guys. Thanks to the league. And that's it, guys. A little sad. I'm going to have a beer and drown in my sores a little bit. But I'll be back.
Well, as long as you didn't make it to work tomorrow, then that's okay. Can't
That's
party
right.
too hard.
That's right. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, see you.
Have a good one. All right. That was Dennis Warnez, your P3 finisher tonight and P3 finisher on the season. Let's bring in Robert Kahn.
I hope you got some stuff on your notepad.
I'm telling you. Robert Kahn, P2. This is William in the booth.
Hey, man.
How much fuel did you have at the end there? Like how much were you saving to try to manage not running out versus trying to catch Latrell?
I was 4 to the good. I clutched the hole before that first pit stop. So when I came out of the pits, it said I had 26 laps. But as soon as you get on the throttle, it kind of changes that. But man, how about freaking Chris Latrell though? That's awesome.
How about freaking Chris Latrell is right? Jesus.
Good for him. Like he's been with us for a long time, and he's not a slow driver. Like he's always does really well. But well deserved, man. That's great. If I'm gonna lose to anyone, I was happy to lose to him, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. We watched him race all season and yourself, and you were coming off a hot streak. Will made a pick tonight and put Chris Phillips in the hot seat, and then I think Will cursed him, and I think whenever Will says somebody's name, he curses them. So he didn't say yours, I didn't say yours, and you're kind of like the silent strategist, in my opinion, and watching what you've done the last month or so. So. Now that you're sitting P2, would you have done anything different to change the outcome for tonight? Like as far as your pit strategy went?
Yeah, last second when I pulled in the pits, I had 2 tires selected, and when I went into the pits, I was like, gosh, nah, that's not going to work. So I switched to 4, and I think hindsight, I probably either taken no tires or taken 2 tires because, man, at the end of it, I had nothing left. I hit the wall a few times coming out of, I think, going into 3 and 4 because I was ripping the high line, and I would have taken no tires. I made up from 19 seconds, I think, down to like 3.5 or something at the end. I had nothing left for him. But if I take 2 tires or no tires, I probably I'd have been cut in half, or maybe it would have been right behind him.
Yeah, I mean, we watched you from gaining 1.5 seconds to 1.3 to 1 to 7/10, all the way down to nothing. And I was just like, I mean, I was shocked as far as how that played out because I figured that newer tires driving hard would have been a bigger advantage.
Yeah, but when he was in the group with me on that before the last pit stop where we were saving, and when I pitted, and that's what I'm saying. I should have stuck what I thought. My tires are only at 92% because
Okay.
of how much I was saving. So it didn't. I thought it was. I'm like, well, shoot. I'm kind of entering hard because I'm clutching. It might be in the low 80s. 20% will make a difference, but it was only 8%. So he would, as hard as I was running, he probably had better tires at the end because man, those things were. If this was a real car, there was cord showing on that son. I'm telling you.
Well, Mr. Khan, like, congratulations on your run this season. It was a pleasure to watch you and have you come up in the booth and share some of that commentary with us and, giving us some insight. Like, I know Will's not a talented driver whatsoever, so he doesn't understand what you're saying, but I do. So I just wanted to reaffirm that. But next season, Lightning Esports is rumored to be going to the next gen car, I believe. Is that something we're going to see you sitting in and weathering the storm to look to get back in the champion seat?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm coming back. The next gen should be a good show. I think we did it a couple seasons ago, and they there's been some updates, and it did a good show back then. So I anticipate another good one with when we go to them.
Oh, heck yeah. Will, is there anything else you want to follow up with?
I don't think so. I think you've pretty much summed it up. Robert, is there anything else you'd like, or anybody you'd like to thank for this season?
Oh man, all of our sponsors, Butt Kicker, they've been with us for quite a while, so I appreciate them being a part of our league. Chris Hupka, everyone who's involved. I don't have my list in front of me, so I sound like a babbling idiot. But I appreciate everyone who's raced with us, the sponsors that are involved, all the hard work that Mike, Chantel, Jason, that we all put in. So look forward to next season, though.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, man.
No.
Well, great run, great season, great month. Really, I mean, your strategy wasn't wrong. It was just I've never seen that strategy before with Latrell, so it worked out. But yeah, great run.
All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
take
you.
it easy, buddy.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut him off, but
You did.
that was your P. I did. That was your P2, Robert Kahn. P2 in the championship as well. He had 5 wins this season. Great season. Nothing to hang his hat about. I think he had the right strategy again, but things happen. So let's bring in Wonder Boy here.
Oh man, I wasn't ready for
All
that
right,
one.
Chris. This is William and Robert up in the booth. I guess it's Champ Latrell now. How you feeling?
Man, that was awesome. I feel great.
I mean, I hold on. Are you gonna be able to get through like a door today? Like are we gonna have to widen the door frames so you can get some of that ego through? That was a freaking impressive run you pulled together.
My head's almost as big as my gas tank.
Sorry, Will, I cut you off there. You take this away.
No. You came in with. I think you once. I don't know what happened to Adamson. He had like a 9 or 10 second lead on you, but something happened to him. He came back in, and you had a what 16 second lead on Khan. Before he started, reeling you in, and like, what was your thought process seeing him, 1.5 seconds, 1.3 seconds, 1.4 seconds? Like, what was your thought process? Were you just focused on saving fuel, or were you trying to look at that as well?
I was counting down the laps with that interval, and it was about a second a lap. I said, as long as I don't lose more than a second a lap, I'm good. And I said, he's got to be burning a lot of fuel. So I was running so easy and just watching that interval. And it worked out. I had an extra lap of fuel at the end there, did a little burnout and ran out.
How I was going to ask, how much did you have when you crossed the line?
1 lap.
1 extra lap. Wow. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's we were watching and we were just in awe. Like he's not going to make it, or is he? And then the white flag hit, and we're like, is he going to make it? And
Oh yeah,
we were rooting for you,
I even stomped it on the last lap. The interval didn't shrink on that one.
Yeah, I mean, you stabilized there for 4 or 5 laps. He stayed around 7 seconds or something
Right,
before the
yeah.
last few laps, and then you really started saving. And but yeah, that hell of a job. Rob, what you got? Anything?
I mean, you stuck it out throughout the season, Chris, and now you're champ, Chris. You came in as the wild card tonight. Did you think this was going to fall in your lap?
No way. These guys have been outrunning me like crazy. But I've been kind of hanging towards the back and then figuring out what's, coming at the end. This time I said, I'm just going to go balls to walls and run this thing and try to win it. And it seemed to work pretty good.
Yeah, I
that was
couldn't.
amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It was exciting from my perspective and Will's perspective too. We were both really super excited because, we've seen a dominating performance from a few drivers where they get out in front and then all of a sudden they check out. And I mean, you've stitched together some good runs, and I think that watching you through the season, that you may have struggled with some tire management from time to time and pushing too hard, but I mean, I don't think you could have ran more of a perfect race tonight. So, hats off to you. Ton of respect for what you pulled together tonight.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's easier to be out front and slow down than to be in the back and have to run hard. I figured that out. I want to thank my buddy Sean. I'm using his VR. Mine kind of took a dump a couple weeks ago, and he graciously let me use his. That was cool. And a shout out to my dad. He watches the races.
Very nice. Very nice.
I mean, you done him proud tonight, and yourself proud tonight
Absolutely.
too. Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah, he's gonna take me for a steak dinner for this.
I do have a question. You left a set of tires in the pits. What was your strategy for that? Like, were you trying to save so much that you didn't think new tires would really matter? And then if a caution come out, you'd have another set. Like, what was your mindset there?
Well, about halfway when we had that other caution, I said I need to make these things last. And when I came in behind Dale, I noticed that the set before was like 90%. I said I'm going to gain eight seconds right here and just get 2. And it freed the car up and it drove way better. I'm way better at a loose car than a pushing car.
Absolutely.
So I figured if the caution came back out when I was out there, then I would come back and get those left sides, and it would probably still be fast.
Okay, you did take rights. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't think you took any. I guess my time the pit time was a little off, but yeah. Either way, man, great race. I don't. That was probably as close to a perfect race as you could run, and I think Rob's in agreement. So, congratulations to you. Guys. Congratulations to your team on the title. The floor is yours. Who would you like to thank?
Oh, you guys done a great job on this. And you're way better up there than you are down here. I could never outrun you guys. So,
hey, don't be telling Will that bullshit, okay, Chris? Like, he's trash. Kid's trash.
Man, I'll be running balls to the walls, and here comes Robert by me. Like, what? How does he do that? Yep. Yep. Thanks to Chantel and everybody and for clean racing, and that's pretty fun. Good way to end it.
Well, again, congratulations. Hell of a race.
Champ Chris.
Champ Chris.
I mean, it's got a good ring to it, buddy. Like,
I agree.
You should probably just, you're going to work tomorrow or whatever. Just be like, hey, we're changing my name. It's official now. You can call me the champ. And
that's right.
I'm
gonna need a raise. Don't forget that part.
When I raced in real life, my number was C00L.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So I was the cool car, exactly. So try to keep my cool.
We're rolling to the next gen next season. Are you going to be back to defend your title? Like, what's the strategy for you going into next season? You going to hop out somewhere else?
I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'll probably end up doing it. It's a good time, and it's Sunday nights. I don't have nothing else going on, so I'll probably do it.
I mean, we interviewed Khan just before you came in, and you know he was humbled tonight after his dominating kind of month, and gave you
Yeah.
big congratulations to say like there's actually nobody he'd rather lose to for a championship like this, and I'm still Chris. I'm in damn shock that you stitched together a strategy that just spanked the field.
Agreed.
That was
Agreed.
awesome. It all worked out. That's pretty good. Yeah, and Robert like killed us on qualifying and practice and stuff. I couldn't get within a half a second.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, in a fuel strategy race, fastest car doesn't matter. So,
Right.
but
Exactly.
great run, great season. Congrats on your title, and we'll see you next season.
Good deal. Sounds good, guys. Appreciate it.
Take care,
Thank you.
champ.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right. I think that wraps it up.
It does wrap it up. That's a season. 12 races down for Lightning Esports. We crown the champ. Chris Champ Luttrell. Man, that was I'm still I don't even know.
I don't. I mean, I'm kind of sitting here like I don't know what to say either. To be honest, yeah. Chris Luttrell is your champion, rightfully so. And he did a great job tonight. And yeah, great race overall. I think we had that one caution, and overall clean, very very clean.
Yeah, and our I guess rounding out our top 5 for the season would be Khan in P2, Warnes in P3, Phillips P4, and Adamson rounding out the top 5 for our playoffs. So I think, looking at to the next season as the car that's going to come in, I think it's going to require different strategy than what the Xfinity car asked for.
Absolutely.
So I'm interested to see if we're back at Speed Zone TV for season 4 of Lightning Esports, and I hope that all these sponsors that this league has come back on board. There's quite a few of them that make it all possible for this to be run and give the quality of racing that we saw tonight. Only one caution, 80 laps, and one friggin' hell of a strategy that just got it done. So we're just waiting for Chris to come do his burnout here. Just close off with that before we say see you guys later. And, thank you everyone for tuning in to Speed Zone TV's broadcast tonight. We won't be back next Sunday, Will. So you have a free night. I think on Monday.
I appreciate it.
On Monday, our HR representative is going to be talking to you about the toxic work environment allegations that have been brought forth by me.
Well, you enjoy it, so it's okay.
It's a love. It's Stockholm syndrome, I just love that abuse. Get me, baby.
That's right.
But no, great race tonight. Great season overall. And congrats to our winner, Chris Luttrell, our champion for season 3 at Lightning Esports. I'm Robert Warrens. He's William Ridgway. Oh, that was horrible. He's Willie T. Ridge.
That was terrible.
I rubbed my eye right there. And we'll be signing off. So Will, say goodbye to your friends.
Goodbye, friends. It was a great season.
It was
I'm gonna miss harassing you, and congrats to Chris Luttrell.
Congrats to Chris Luttrell is right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We're Speed Zone TV. Throw a like on the broadcast. Watch it later. Send it to your cousin, maybe your exes, maybe your grandma if she's bored. I don't care. Throw some likes on it and get us out there. We're happy to do this and bring you guys the action. You saw it tonight, 80 laps. We crowned a champion, a brand new champion for Lightning Esports. Never won a race all season. Champ Chris Luttrell. Burning it down for you. We'll be signing off, and have a good night, everyone.